Okay. In today's class, we will be discussing about Bash, like Bash scripting. So first of all, why Bash scripting is if you are working on a Linux environment, let's say on Ubuntu environment, your Jenkins has been installed in this particular environment, then you can execute, you can write some scripts in your Jenkins and you can execute that. So first of all, what is script? Script is nothing but set of Linux commands stored in one file is a script. Any script is like set of commands stored in a file so that we can execute those all commands at once. So that's the reason we use script. So first of all, how to create a script? Let's first, for that I will create a repository for this directory. mkdir, let's say scripts. And let's go into the scripts. We created a repository for scripts and we will be writing our first script. So VI is the editor. We can use VI as well as nano. So VI, let's say our first script dot sh. So for Bash scripts, you can save it with .sh. Giving file extension name is good to recognize what kind of file it is. And enter. You need to press I, which I have taught in our Linux class. Now we will be writing a small script for printing a command. So let's say for Bash script, you need to write this particular command in your first line always is hash bin /bash. Then let's say we will print echo, this is our first class. Echo, this is our first scripting class. And escape and save. Now I want to run this particular file. So to run this particular file, command is / our space our first script, enter. Okay, no, this is not the command. Just a second. Let's first directly we'll do this. /bsf bash space our first class. Okay, not that too. Okay, let's say our first script .sh. Dot slash, what is the file name? ls dot slash our first script .sh. Permission denied. Sudo / our first okay, maybe it's a problem inside the script. So vi space our just hold on just a second. Okay. So for running a script, command is sh space filename dot sh. It is now printing our first file, like this is our first scripting class. So what it is printing, what I have wrote inside this particular file, you can see that like I have wrote echo, this is our first class. So echo command will print this particular string as our output. So this is like just a small printf function if you guys are familiar with C or any other kind of script, any other kind of programming language. So next we will do is like what we will create is we will create another repository. We are having just script over here, so we will create a repository inside this directory like mkdir. Let's say we'll create test repository. Okay, ls we have created a test repository. We'll go inside this particular repository here, and we will create some files. Touch q touch is just like to create a dummy file, just a name file. It won't be having anything. Touch r, touch sd, touch okay, ls. So we are having 1 2 3 4 5 files in this particular directory. We'll go back. Ls we are having our script. So what we will do is like we will write this another line in this particular script. We will just package, we'll just pack this particular directory. So again, to edit this, vi space, okay, press I, and then enter. Okay, so to package that particular script, particular directory, command is star. So czf space /var czf. What was the repository name? Test space. I want to do it as test pack. Okay, escape, right q. Okay, now again execute this particular script. Sh space enter. Cannot open, it is in a child. Cannot start. Test pack, no such file. Okay, again go back to our vi, space our file, insert. So it was like first we need to give the name, then second is the destination. So it was a test, like a test pack. Now print assets. Now let's check whether it created a pack or not. So over here you can see this particular pack has been created. ls-l. This particular package has been zipped, compressed, as well as over here you can see test. Its size of that particular repository was 4096. Now it is in 198. Size has been reduced. So this was a command to execute that particular task. So if we are working in real time and if we want to compress some files or compress or package that particular like files in one folder or do something, then we can just write a set of commands in one particular file and we can just execute it. So we can just execute, so we can just set like if we are creating a Jenkins build. So we can just add this particular script in that particular Jenkins step and we can say after this particular time, package this particular, once like the jar file is created, just package this particular repository over here or just send it to over there. So this was just like a basic simple program to see how it works. So what we will do is next we will work on let's say now what we are doing over here is ls. Ls means like it's creating this particular file, right? what all contents it having. So I will write a command, I will write a script that it will create another file over here. So how to do that? Vi, okay. Now I am creating a file called ls-l. Set of contents go to let's say 1.txt. Now sh space. Now check ls. There is a file called ls-1.txt has been created. Now I will just execute like cat ls. Now you can see all the details of that particular file has been stored in this particular file. So like output of ls has been stored in this particular file. So where we will use this particular command, this kind of command is like if we are checking an output or log of a particular job. So we can just write a command like once the log is created, just store it to a particular text file so that we can use it or we can email to some other person, those who want to look at that particular log. So next we will is like okay. Okay, now we will write a basic script of using if function. So I will create another script. What is the script name? Okay, if script. Vi space if script dot sh. Okay, I. So hash /bin /bash if square bracket, let's say 2 a equals to a, then echo it is true. Yes. So the syntax over here, if we are in the bash, is we are writing if to close this particular if function, we need to use f5. And syntax is if then. If this condition is okay, if it is like satisfying this particular condition, then go for this particular option. So if then, so let's see what we will see an output. So sh space if okay. Side. Let's say xu escape :wq printed. Okay, so it was taking some default value for this particular, so I just added space, and you can see like now it is printing like if this particular function is true, then this particular value is true. So I will write now, this was like an if condition. So what if that condition is false? So we need to get an option for what if the condition is. Can you please repeat the second step of adding the second line after error we got? I didn't get like which was like a second line, so I will just edit this particular file again. Vi if okay. in this particular we have just added like some variables. So okay, now if this particular condition fails, then what should it print? So we need to write over here else it is false. So I will change it to something. Okay, escape and WQ. Okay, again it's printing for me. Let's give it as like any number like 3 equals to 8. Vi space S. I have just added space and I have just re-executed. I haven't changed much. You can see over here cat, this if script. I haven't changed much. I have just added a space. So the syntax should be like if space, square bracket, space, any number over here, space equals to space, this particular thing with space, then you will get this particular echo as like you can see, this particular value is false. So where we will use is like if we are writing a particular script and we are checking that how many values are like, let's say like we have created, example is we have created a Jenkins build, okay, and we have been executing this particular Jenkins build and it reaches around like 10 files or 15 files. So to delete that file, so if we have not deleted that particular files, then it will be keep on increasing, so that like it will be a bad impact on our database. So what we will plan is like, let's say we need to keep 10 files and we need to delete rest of the files. Like if the number exceeds 10, then delete 2. Then we can use that kind of conditions in if statement, or if we want to perform set of conditions over there, then we can use if as over there. So let's say another variable for this one. Okay, so another vi space, what was the script name? Okay, vi space if. Okay, apart from this, I will write one more step in this. So after this particular, okay, now I will write another script over here. Let's say T1 equals to, let's say first, enter, T2 equals to, space, let's say, second, enter. If space, let's come T1, if $T1 equals to space, comma $T2. Okay, come over here. But it's not showing over here. $T2 echo true, or echo dollar $T1 comma $T2. Then we need to write then over here Then let's see. Script WQ. SH scripts. It is false if script SH not found. There's an error in line 5. Scripts. So there might be lot of errors, so if you try to practice and if you execute this particular script, so you will be getting an idea what's wrong and where I need to execute or where I need to look more, so you can just rectify this problem. So it's showing, it might be showing because of colon over here, or it should be taking over this one equals to inverted comma dollar T2 colon is okay. Now escape colon WQ. Okay. If script dot sh first not found, second not found, first and second. So there's a problem with first and second. VI space F colon enter. So what was first and second was a string. So it's reading this particular value first equal to. So it's not because we are giving a string. That's the reason maybe it's not taking. So let's give any number over here. 3. Let's give another number over here. 4. And let's say save it and rerun this particular script. Okay, again, it's not unexpected operator somewhere. Okay, over here. Oof. Sorry for this thing. No comma, okay, space. Sure. Bad. Oh, it's showing wrong because we haven't mentioned what it needs to do if it's not satisfying the condition. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, space if scripts. Okay. So here it's not satisfying the condition, then we need to give else over here. Else echo dollar T2. Okay, 3-1. Let's say over here T2. Let's run it again and showing the same error. If T1 equals to 3, T2 equals to 2, and so dollar T1 equals to 3 then what's the wrong with it? equals to 3. Let's normally run one thing. Let's hit 7, 8. I don't know what's wrong with that. So like this is like a basic syntax for executing the particular file, but I don't know like why it's not taking this particular file. So normally the syntax for executing a particular bash file, let's say, so it's like if
आदिल भाई अभी मैं कॉपी पेस्ट करा देखिए अभी ट्राई किया ये काम कर रहा देखिए
started.
Okay. So okay.
आई थिंक वो स्पेस का प्रॉब्लम था आदिल भाई उधर एको के बाद जो स्पेस
Just a second. So G1 equals to 3, G2 equals to Have you entered space in between everything over here?
हाँ आदिल भाई
Did you?
वो ये स्पेस ब्रैकेट्स के बाद भी स्पेस दिया था मैं
Okay. So SS space YS. Okay, now it's working. So what was wrong with mine?
It's case sensitive, right, brother?
I don't know. Okay, so this one is working VIXYS. Okay, to write a conditional step for F1, like we can just write it over here. Like we can just define what particular term we are searching in this particular file, so that we can just use it. Like if this particular file is equals to total number of terms or to this particular number, then we can just set another option over here. Instead of echo, we can just add like if this particular let's say instead of echo T2, we will write one thing is okay. If this condition satisfies, echo A2 as well as create a file vi space dollar not over here. Okay, vi space dollar P1 or right touch space dollar T1 dot txt. Okay, or just okay. So we will just write it over here as 8. If 8 T1 equals to T2, let's say 8 equals to 8, then it will echo T2 and it will create a file with the name called T1 or T2. Let's say T2. Okay. Now we will execute that particular file. 8 is created and ls, a file name with 8 has been created over here. You can see. Now if I need to pass some parameters, so like as of now, like 8 doesn't contain anything, cat 8. It doesn't contain anything. So I want to write anything inside that. So like I need to create a particular file that if this condition satisfies, then I need to pass some parameters or particular file. So what I will do is like I will go back to VIXYS. Then you can see over here touch. I have created this particular file. Now what I will do is I will pass some parameter. Let's say echo my first file to $T2. I guess this is the right syntax. SH. So ls, we have been having file and cat8. Now cat8 contains my first file. So like so through running a script, we have created a particular file and that we have passed some parameters over there. So this is like a sample script to like create and to pass some parameters in that particular file. So this was like if and condition fails, then we can just set the same one with the then value. Next one we will be seeing about like another example for for loops, let's say for loop. Okay. So I will create another file space for loop. Okay. Right. So how to write the basic syntax for a script is to tell like this file is the script is like we need to write this particular values in each and every shell script or bash script. Bash. Enter. For I in sequence of 1 to 10. I need to go here. For I in sequence of 1 to 10, do echo $I. Done. So first we will write it and I will explain you about the syntax. So sh space for loop. Okay, we haven't created sh as like dot sh, I guess. It cannot open for, okay. Space for loop. Oh, okay. That's bad. Vi space for loop. I need to create for I. Let's say I will change the syntax. Let's say I equals to 10. Okay, I equals to n, 10 for a in $I I will just vi for loop for a in sequence of sequence 1 to 10. This time our script has been executed, so let's say what it's printing. Okay, we are using a over here instead of I. So delete it. I $A. Okay. Dollar of is less. So I have changed the syntax now. It was not taking like sequence it was not checking in sequence. So what I have did is vi for loop. Okay, in this particular what I have did is like for a in this I'm just taking a variable a by name a or x or something, and I'm checking ls. Ls is like command to search like what kind of files we have. So for a in ls, I'm checking for this particular time a in ls echo a item. So it will be like null value. First it will go and check if it having like number of like 100 number of files, then it will be printing each file by that particular name. So what I can do more with this is like for a. So after this, instead of echoing a, like I can just rename that particular file. So let's say I will add one more over here. So I will add command for A. So I will just create one more directory after this, echoing this one, mkdir make directory for move. Let's say move directory, enter. Then what I will be doing is like mv dollar $a2 / mov move. In this particular folder, move by what name I will move. Okay, just file first. As of now, like I will move that to each file. Okay, I will just re-execute this particular. Okay, permission denied for particular move. I will like check first like which. Okay, I need to mention like this whole command for like this one. Okay, so copy. Okay, clear vi for loop. Okay, I have created a repository called move. Okay. Now, as I have created one time, I need to give like another name for new repository because it has been already created. So, but I can't mention repository to create it over here. So before that, I will create a repository because every time it will be creating a new repository. So I will just create a repository over here, make move to, then move SD. Then I will be writing this echo $, then particular scripts, and it will be moving to SD slash, let's say $A. So what I am doing is like I am just taking each name from this particular repo ls, like our current repository. Then I am moving each repository in this particular. I'm moving from this particular repository to this one. So I don't have to write name over here. $A. Okay. I'm moving like every time when it executes it, so $A means like first file will be getting over here. So move first file from that particular location to this particular location. So WQ, I will execute this file now. Okay. So what it did, it moved all the particular files from here to this particular file. But it says like cannot move this particular folder, move SD, because this is our current folder which we are working on. That's the reason it was unable to move that particular repository. So this was like our current, like in which we are moving this all file. So we can't move this particular repository in itself. So that's the reason it thrown an error over here. So this is like a simple way to like create some kind of logical scripts. Like if you are working on anything. So okay, now I have entered like vi for loop, so there was nothing because it created already a new file because we just moved that particular file. I have just not saved that, the reason it has not created. We have moved this particular for loop in this move SD for directory to check that cd space ls now. Now we are having this particular, our script itself is in another repository. So this way we can manipulate particular scripts and we can just copy from one location to another location. So what we have seen in today's class is like if and as well as for condition. So another way of doing like a loop section. So like if you are writing any kind of script, let's say like it's shell, PowerShell, Python, and any kind of script, you need to be like familiar with if condition as well as for, and another one is while. So I will show you another example for while. So I will create a while loop, vi while loop file, insert. Okay, I will write the basic command over here, hash bin / bash. Let's say here counter equals to 0. Enter. While space dollar counter less than. For less than symbol is like command is like minus LT is 10. Do echo dollar counter counter. Enter. Done. Now sh space while loop. So it's printing just 0 0 0 0 because, but we don't need 0. We want, like, I will just cut this particular thing. Okay. We want to print 1 to 10. So vi space while loop. So what we need to write is like after printing counter, so like what it's doing, like every time, so like it will be keep on printing the same character 0. But we don't want that. We want like it should print like 1 to 10. It should stop at some level. So we need to add let counter equals to counter plus 1. So what we are doing is like we are adding another counter. We are adding 1 to this particular counter. So let's save it. Okay. Keep WQ. Not an editor command WQ. What the- Okay. So it's like case sensitive, that's the reason it's printing that. So okay. Again, like what is like, so it's not taking that particular thing. So to change it, vi space while loop over here, add dollar. Okay. Dollar equals to the counter. Vi space while loop. So what it's doing is like it's not taking this particular command for let. So there should be a problem with this. Okay. Counter equals to counter equals to counter plus 1. So let's save it. Like anyone practicing with me, so like for this command, so let's check in their laptop, like are they able to run this particular thing? Those who are practicing, so again it's not printing that let function. Okay, I will do vi space while loop I instead of counter plus plus. Vi. Is anyone like doing with me, like anyone executing this particular script? The counter. So as a function, but like it's executing everything. Okay, yes, I am. So are you able to get this particular function for like incrementing the number? Maybe there might be some like a basic error over there for using a counter function. So I will be sharing like sample, like a document for sample script or a link for a document sample script. So like you guys can practice this while working. So another for this one, let's say minus equals to 1, and let's change it to 20, and I give, okay, for this particular thing, WQ. Okay, this WQ. Set value. Oh, what's printing? Yes, this while loop. It's not performing this. So okay, I will let you know, but like what is the let function. But this is like a syntax for following with the while. So if you research more, like as of now, like I don't have anything in my hand, so like there is a reason like there is a problem with this let function. But this is a way how while will work. And there is like another thing, like apart from, we have seen like if condition, we have seen for, and we have seen while. So, and there is like one more called until. So instead of while, there is a one more function called until. So we'll use like how to use until loop. Okay. So in this hash, okay. Every time whenever we are writing something, we need to press I in this terminal. So it will allow us to write particular commands. So for, let's say, x equals to 20, and until is square bracket $x less than 10 colon do echo x space $x, enter, let x minus equals to 1, enter, done. Okay. So what we are writing is like over here syntax is x equals to 20. Let's say some values of a particular file is 20, and then if this particular until this x is less than 10. So until just like if it's 100 and less than 10, then do perform this certain types of actions. So instead of just echo, we can use certain times like to create a particular file or delete a particular file or move a particular file from one location to another location. So we can like execute set of commands or different commands over there. So just enter WQ sh space until loop. So yes, still that like a let function is not working properly, so I need to check that. So but our loop is working good. So our main like syntax is not that let one, but like our loop, like how to execute a particular loop. So I will be stopping today's class over here, and like I will be explaining about different like finding things and another class for another small class for a script. Then we can go for next step. So I will be stop our recording over here, and you guys can ask question about